Welcome back to TDN Live Week 12 matchups. I am your host, Malo Verde. Last week of the regular season, that's right, a lot of big games. Biggest game, Mean Green versus Big Joe Panther. That's right, let's get into it. Bitter rivals, PSFL days. Big Joe Panther defeated Mean Green in 2 championship games. Well, guess what? Payback's coming, buddy. That's right, I'm knocking you out of playoffs, Mr. Big Joe idiot. That's right. Let's look at the numbers. Peyton Manning going up against Matt Schaub in real life and in fantasy. That's right. Manning put up 24 against Houston in the first meeting. Schaub put up 25. I think the difference in this game is going to boil down to the receiving corps. Deshaun Jackson going up against Washington. Put up 44 points in their first meeting against Washington. I look for that to happen again. Big game for the Birds. They got to keep winning in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. Brandon Marshall going up against the Giants. His last 2 NFC East opponents saw him put up 22 points and 39 points respectively with 3 touchdowns. I see him continuing that dominance at NFC East and going up and putting up big numbers against New York. Big difference in this game, though, I look at Ricky Williams. He's blazing, no pun intended, all right? I know he had a little weed trouble there, but he's blazing hot right now. Last time he faced the Buffalo Bills, he put up 31 points along with a touchdown. He only touched the ball 15 times. Now he's got the full load. That's right. Ricky Williams going to have a huge day. 51 points. Oh, yeah. He's going to be breaking the 50 mark. You better believe it. Looking at BJP's side, he's got Andre Johnson going up against Indy. Last time they met, he put up 26 points, had a touchdown. Looking at the numbers for Fitzgerald going up against the AFC South, he's only put up 16, 13, and 26 points against AFC South opponents. So, I don't know if Fitz is going to have a big day. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, very even, but I think Mean Green has a little bit of an edge if you look at the push on ESPN. If you look at the numbers as far as points per game averaged by players, Mean Green definitely had the edge. BJP, you're going down, buddy. Mean Green reigns supreme. Next game, Crush versus the Yard Dogs, and a battle for the East Crown. That's right. Let's get into it. He's got D'Angelo Williams. Well, let me tell you, he's going to need him. I'm not really liking his matchups here. D-Mac going up against Washington. Last time they met, he only put up 15 points. Looking also in that game at Brent Selleck. Last time he went up against Washington, he only put up 3 points. Although I think the offense for the Eagles they've gelled a little bit more. So I don't know if he's going to do that badly. Wide receiver has definitely been the staple of Crush's franchise with Rice and Colston. Rice and Favre are money. They're going up against Chicago. I think he's going to do good. But on the other side of the ball, looking at why'd you change your name, dude? Okay? Looking at Yard Dogs, all right? He's got a potent offense. He's got the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy points in Randy Moss, number 1 tight end in Dallas Clark, and the number 2 running back in the league, and the number 2 player overall in the league, Maurice Jones-Drew. His only problem, he's got a weak defense, okay? He's got, a couple decent players on there. One guy that stands out, Gerard Powers, Indianapolis Colts. He's going to have to play big going up against Andre Johnson. I think he could, put up some points. But overall, his defense is a little shaky. But I don't think, that's going to be the problem because his offense is pretty solid. And I think Eli Manning is going to have to throw the ball due to the lack of a run game with Brandon Jacobs being injured, Ahmad Bradshaw being injured. New York's going to have to throw the ball. Look for Manning to put up what he did last week. So I'm taking the Yard Dogs in this one, and he will win the East Crown. To the north, we have the champ of the north, Red Riders, going up against True Player. Interesting game. In real life, we have Drew Brees going up against Tom Brady, and in fantasy, we have Drew Brees going up against Tom Brady. Looking at the numbers, okay? Brees versus AFC East opponents this year in fantasy numbers. He put up 5 against Buffalo. He put up 20 against the Jets and only 13 up against Miami. All right? He struggled against the AFC East. Now he's going up against the best team in that division and Tom Brady. Patriots coming off that big game against the Colts, where they came up short on that questionable fourth down call. I think they're prepped and ready to go. I think the Patriots are going to upset New Orleans Saints, although I don't look at it as much as an upset. Like I said, I don't see Breeze doing that well against the Pats. I look at play. He's got Ryan Grant going against Detroit. He put up 24 against Detroit in the first meeting. Look for him to have a decent game. Steve Smith is finally coming around. Santonio Holmes has kind of been, iffy. Julius Peppers, he's got in there. I know he's limited because he has a broken hand. So in all reality, I'm looking at Red Riders here. He's got Ray Rice going against Pittsburgh. Greg Jennings is starting to get hot. He was going up against Detroit. He put up 12 the last time, so it should be interesting. And he's got a strong defense. So I'm taking Red Riders. In a battle for last place, sorry guys, we got the Bears going up against Keg Killers. Not much to say in this game. Bears got Shady McCoy going up against Washington. Should be interesting. T.O. finally had a big game last week and you didn't start him. That sucks, dude. Carson Palmer and Ocho Cinco going up against Cleveland should be the difference. And looking at Keg Killers, the only thing that jumps out at me is he's got Adrian Peterson. So I'm going to take the Bears. To the south, Heartbreak Kid going up against San Saba. This is going to be a really interesting game because that Heartbreak Kid, one of them teams on the bubble. He's got Benson going up against Cleveland. That's if he plays. Benson against Cleveland. Should be good. He's got Matt Ryan going up against Tampa Bay. I like that matchup. Shockey versus New England. I think Shockey's going to have to be heavily involved going up against some young linebackers against the Pats in order for New Orleans to be successful. So I think Shockey's going to have a big day. Looking at Saba, very strong team. I mean, talk about a guy who's had tough luck. I mean, he's got the number one player overall in Chris Johnson. Who would have thought that the team with the best player in Chris Johnson would not make the playoffs? It's crazy, right? Just goes to show parity in this league, which is a good thing. He also got the number one defensive line in the Mullet King, Jared Allen. It's just upsetting. I'm just going to take HBK here. Next game, Goldmember versus BTK. BTK is going to win this game just because Ryan doesn't want to. That's right. In a Facebook conversation I had with Ryan Goldmember Kenny, he revealed to me that he's playing for that first-round pick next year. He doesn't care about his season, hence the crazy trade he made with his pop to get all those keepers for all those studs. But anyway, that's who's going to win. BTK, because Ryan doesn't care anymore. Thanks, Ryan. To the west, Cowboys going up against G-Men. G-Men's tops in that division, by the way. But looking at that division, he's only scored 1,800 points. He's got the weakest schedule this year. I'm not really sold on the G-Men going into the playoffs. I think he could actually lose this game against the Cowboys. LT is getting hot. Walt, you dropped him. As you know, never drop LT. Came back to bite you in the ass. Put up, 30-some points that week that you dropped him? That sucks, man. Man, I feel bad for you. But here's the thing that you did do good. You made a trade and got Miles Austin. That's right. Miles flipping Austin. Think he's going to help you win this week. I'm taking Austin Cowboys. For the record, I really don't like Miles Austin. I actually hate Miles Austin, hence trading him. I mean, he had that one catch against the Eagles that lost us that damn game. So from that point, I've been trying to move Miles Austin in a trade. Finally did. F you, Miles Austin. Last game. Colorado Heavy Metal going up against the Danville Destroyers. All I got to say is Kyle Orton, Brandon Marshall, all live long day, baby. That's right. Marshall's having a big day because Kyle Orton back, will be healthy, going up against the G-Men. Even though the Broncos have struggled, they've done well against NFC East opponents. So I look for this to be interesting. Destroyers, I think he's in a position to where he cannot lose this game. I think ultimately that whole division, how these last two games here, matchups, how they pan out is going to be very interesting because at this point I really don't know. There you go, Week 12 matchups. Real quick, I'm going to get into Beasters. Not going to do Sleepers. Why? Because there's no need to do Sleepers when we're out of bye weeks and we're getting into the playoffs. Here come your Beasters of the week. Quarterback, Peyton Manning, gonna beast. Running back, Ricky Williams, gonna have a huge day. Wide receivers, Deshaun Jackson and Brandon Marshall, gonna be nuts. Tight end, Greg Olsen, forget about it. Linebackers, Patrick Willis and Brian Cushing, gonna be lights out. Defensive lineman, Aaron Schobel, gonna get bucked. Cornerback, Chris Johnson, gonna go crazy. Safety, Louis Delmas is gonna have a big game. Kicker, John Carney, and special teams, the Bucks. What? Flipping what? Mean Green, reign supreme, BJP going down. I'm out of here. Peace.